Welcome, everybody. This is the Glaziar Gamble podcast, and today we are taking this higher. We're taking this further. We're taking this faster, and we're taking this together. We're going to talk about the Marvels, the little teaser that came out, plus some other stuff that we haven't talked about yet, because that is the next big thing that's coming about, and that's really what we're really just going to talk about the Marvels today.
Yeah. Loki would have is arriving earlier, but we don't know all that much about Loki. Like, we got a little teaser trailer, but we don't know. We've gotten 3 teasers for the Marvels, and then the last comic book project this year would be Aquaman 2. We're going to talk about that, but much like Warner Brothers, we don't care. So,
very true. Yeah, they know it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything.
Less than 3 months away. It's like a Christmas release, I think.
And we don't even know who the supporting actor is.
Yeah, they can't show a trailer because if Amber Heard is in it at all, they're going to be, it's just, the revolt is going to be, it's ridiculous.
So yeah,
we'll
don't talk about what matters, which is the Marvels.
Right.
And then we'll leave Loki to something later. Hopefully we learn something else about it. But until we do, we don't want to bore you with repetitive Loki content. Right. Even though I could talk about Loki, I already moved it into my office, but I had the Loki little thing. Yeah, but it's in my office. Anyway, so let's talk about it. Marvel's had a featurette, which
little teaser featurette. Yeah, they're all the same. Teasers, featurettes.
Yeah, teaser is what I give myself. A featurette is like a short clip for a movie.
Right.
And this featurette involved kind of a lot of the same information that we've seen before with some new stuff. We got to see potential meme material immediately in the opening part, where the cat is on her shoulder.
Goose
is already there, and I already saw a side-by-side picture of that cat at the dinner table that's getting yelled at, and then that side-by-side. So there, you already got the meme potential going. In my opinion,
you learn a little bit that Carol's trying to get her memories back from the Kree.
Yeah.
And that wasn't necessarily, we didn't really know the whole plot of the Marvels. We still kind of don't, we don't really know what's going on, besides that whenever they use one of their light-based, energy-based powers, they switch with one of the other ones. So
and they can manipulate electromagnetic fields.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's probably essentially what they're doing with their light magic to make it dense enough to see. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's very sciencey stuff that we understand entirely as fans.
Right.
And they definitely don't make it extremely vague on purpose for that reason.
Which I'm totally fine with. I'd rather know less about the movie going in.
Yeah.
That's
how I feel about every movie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want any trailer to just give away everything.
Right.
But this one, I feel like this one, it did give us a little bit more what the story was going to be about. So yes, it's going after her memory. The memories from the Kree that
she took, taking it from
But to me, after watching this, it felt like Miss Marvel 2. It felt like not necessarily Miss Marvel 2, but the continuation of where Miss Marvel left off.
Right.
It feels like a continuation of where Monica Rambeau Photon left off.
Sure.
And it feels like a continuation of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, they did a good job at the end of WandaVision having Monica Rambeau. I was going to say Maria. I was trying to look which one is which. Monica Rambeau. I think she ends by going into that auditorium, and then she's talking with one of the Skrulls in there that we assume is probably up at Saber
in heaven.
Now that we know the name of Saber. Yeah, unless you're part of Gravik's group, you're probably dead anyway. But no, up at Saber, and so I'm guessing that's how Monica got the in to work up at Saber. And then straight from the end of Miss Marvel, where she switches spots with Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, it's all like from those endings, and they did a good job of setting both of those up. And then we also know that Captain Marvel, at the end of Shang-Chi, I just watched Shang-Chi again the other day.
Okay, good call.
Because I wanted to watch it again. And right at the end of that, she's talking about the 10 rings or whatever, which looks like one of the villains has something similar to it. The bangles, and the bangles look similar. For sure. Yeah, looks similar to kind of like the 10 rings. It's kind of got that same not graffiti, but calligraphy, whatever you want to call it. And so they did a good job of just, she's like, I gotta take this, and then she bails out of the end credit scene of Shang-Chi. So it kind of set this up really good, like throughout the other projects in this phase. So yeah, it's a good job.
It definitely feels like a really good continuation of where we've come from.
Yeah,
I can't tell if the main villain is gonna be Skrull. Like the one person that they're fighting is all three of them. So is that a Skrull?
it's got to be a Skrull.
It's got to be,
or like a Super Skrull. Like I don't.
Right, because we don't know what this villain.
Because the one
is
really definitely like, she's definitely fighting a Skrull, like Skrulls.
Yeah,
but they also have the powers of,
and this
like,
is exactly what we need. We have no idea what it's gonna be, and that's it's kind of nice to not know what's gonna happen. Obviously, it might come out where they give us more details that gives us way too much. But if they ended it now and we got one more teaser trailer of just stuff that we already have seen, I'd be totally satisfied.
And so that the villain, I believe Zawe Ashton, is Tom Hiddleston's wife.
Okay.
Fun fact. The girl in the purple.
She's lucky.
With the bangle.
Right. I should clarify. She is lucky.
The girl in the purple, the woman in the purple with the bangle that does the light powers or whatever. She did like this or something like that. It was like a purple line. That's Tom Hiddleston's wife.
Okay.
So I'm just excited for. I think I believe there was a quote somewhere where like she asked Tom like if she should do it, and he's like yes, you should be a part of this like family or this group. So,
and you being a villain gives potential for like meeting up with Loki or something.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's cool. I didn't know that was his wife. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's a very lucky lady.
Yeah. This is just a Tom Hiddleston Stan account is what this is.
Let's cut to the big cheese, the big slice of delicious New York style cheesecake. Just the most important thing, which is what would be the most likely superhero cameo that we'll get from this movie. That's what all the fans want, right? Because it's a connected universe. That's the most important thing. Who's gonna show up? Quake?
I don't think I don't think Quake fits with this. Like I don't think you bring Quake. It's always Mephisto. The answer is always Mephisto. I don't think you bring Quake in even for like a beginning sequence at Saber. Like I don't even think that just takes away from the entire movie from that point.
Kind of like bringing Matt Murdock in like the first beginning of a movie and then just not bringing him back.
But that didn't take away from. Oh, you mean it did take away from She-Hulk, but it did not take away from Spider-Man No Way Home.
Right. So
in my opinion, because you got Daredevil, you got Matt Murdock.
No Way Home.
Right.
Will it take away from the Marvels?
Yeah, but you're not bringing her in as Daisy Johnson. You're bringing her in as Quake. Like she's not. I don't know. You can't bring.
What if they're while they're up in like at Saber, while they're up in space? What if they look in the back and all you see is this guy working on the computer, and you see like a gray streak on the side of his head, but you can't really see his face.
Yeah, and he just stretches out and grabs something real quick.
Get something like. And then Miss Marvel says something like, "I wish I could do that."
Right. Right. And then by the end of it, she loses her bangle, but it's like infused in her body.
Yeah, and now she can stretch and stuff too, just like him. And if that would happen, that would suck. I would hate that. I would absolutely hate if Miss Marvel just became stretchy at the end of this.
I think the same kind of the same in WandaVision when that one person was like, I have an aerospace engineer that could help us with this, and everyone's like, it's Reed Richards or it's Blue Marvel. I think Blue Marvel is probably the closest thing we're gonna get, and I even think a Blue Marvel would take away from it unless you drop it at the very end.
I think if you reveal anybody new, it's gonna take it away. So if you
it's at the very, very, very end in like a credit scene, like that's,
or if they became a huge part of the movie,
right?
Where you're just keeping this hidden, like, oh yeah, Reed Richards is in it, and it's just throughout the whole movie he's constantly talking.
But if the movie is the Marvels, like, I think you could bring in Blue Marvel in, yeah. So
Blue Beetle would make sense. Wait. Blue Marvel would make sense. Blue Marvel would be good, and it wouldn't take too much away if you put it near the end. Otherwise, this is another one just like Secret Invasion. I would go in not expecting any crazy cameos. I think
it's got to hit the multiverse a little bit. Like like a lot of people are speculating that, you know how Monica Rambeau's character is going to like this sheer energy wall,
Yeah,
right? And so a lot of people are taking that back to What If, where Ultron is traveling between these like multiverses, and there's like the
sure.
walls on
It's
the
like
side,
kaleidoscope of all these different.
right?
Yeah.
And so they think that that is kind of resembling another universe colliding, and we know that there's an incursion happening. So we know that there's a universe trying to enter our universe and combine or destroy us.
So then you know who would be a sweet cameo if that was the case. If it's that wall and that's the actual wall, you know, it'd be a sweet cameo, even if it was just the voice, the Watcher.
The Watcher, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that connects it. I mean, if Infinity Ultron shows up, everyone's dead, so it doesn't matter. Like,
right. Well, I mean, if the Watcher shows up, everybody might be dead.
right, right. So,
because the
yeah,
Watcher is kind of like He Who Remains in a
right.
sense.
Uatu,
Yeah,
Uatu,
Uatu.
Uatu,
And
the Watcher. Right.
guy who plays Beatty
Yeah.
in blanking on
I
his
keep on to
name.
say Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but it's like Jeffrey Wright or Jeffrey.
I think you got it, Jeffrey Wright.
Is that it?
I think so. But if you kept it as him, and
It's Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, if you kept it as him and then you brought in the Watcher's voice for a second, maybe that's what she hears on the other side that's calling her. I wouldn't be mad about that either.
Right.
I don't want a lot of cameos just because, like I said, this feels like a continuation of all three of their storylines, and it looks like it might mesh really well into like a good, maybe this will be the last Captain Marvel focused movie potentially.
Sure.
But still be able to lead us into the direction of what Miss Marvel is going to do, because she's one of those ones where they said has a good chance of having another season. So if you're looking for continuing into Miss Marvel season 2, you're going to need her storyline to continue. Since it's continuing from 1, it has to seamlessly go from 1 to the Marvels to making sense for a second season.
Yeah, and if another thing, if Miss Marvel is getting on this greater scale of like, I'm in a big superhero movie and I'm like known like of Nick Fury knows about me, I'm a superhero, a young superhero, I think that kind of would lead back into her connecting with maybe one of these other younger superheroes we've seen, like a Kate Bishop or we're gonna get Billy in Agatha, like House of Harkness or Coven Chaos, something like that. Coven of Chaos.
Yeah.
Coven of Chaos. Yeah.
You got
So we're gonna get Billy in that, most likely. Billy Maximoff, or from the comics, Billy Kaplan.
Billy May's here.
Billy May's here. So you're getting one of these younger characters, Ironheart in Armor Wars. Like, she's got to connect.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
I mean, I personally think it's like the Fox universe that is incursing on us.
And who is the surprise fan favorite from the first? I mean, Negasonic. Yeah, she would have good. That would be like the exact opposite character. It could be Marvel. Like it would be sweet. Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah. I think she has to, if she was going into a season 2, she's got to kind of group together these younger heroes. I think because she's on a bigger scale.
Because I have kind of like severe ADHD, I kind of have a tangent thought going on right now that I can't get out of my head. Super disappointed that Domino's not going to be in Deadpool 3.
Yeah, I agree.
Not happy about. I think Zazie Beetz is awesome.
Yeah,
and I'm super disappointed that she's not going to be in it.
But luck isn't a superpower.
Is it though?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she makes it makes it for a very entertaining shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very, very entertaining, and
and she's like, she's good. Why not? Yeah. Why not just keep her? She's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who else is going to be in it though, because it doesn't sound like so far we know is that, you know, maybe some other of these cameos we're going to get, but it's just Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, doesn't sound like Cable's in it.
No.
Doesn't sound like, you know, Negasonic's in it. The guy who played Colossus, I don't know. You know what I mean? So
Dopender is going to be back though.
Oh yeah, Dopender's in there.
DJ Miller won't be in it.
Yeah. TJ Miller won't be in it. The woman might, like the
was last rumored that she has not shot any scenes for it.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
the TVA is gonna come get him for messing up that timeline. So it
Yeah.
could just be him. What we assume the TVA is.
Well,
but,
so Kang. So back to the Marvels. Back to the Marvels because Kang's supposed to be the big bad, right? That he's the overarching story. He is who should be on your mind, whatever you're watching. Secret Invasion, focusing on Gravik. Remember, Kang's out there.
Right.
Quantumania, Kang's defeated. They remind you at the end.
One of the Council of Kangs is still there's still a lot of them left.
The entire premise of Loki season 2 seems to be following different variations of Kang.
Victor Timely, it's following mainly him, but
you got all these things that are coming out. So Kang should make an appearance either in the Marvels or a credit scene.
That's why I think it doesn't necessarily have to be Kang, but it has to touch on the multiverse, because this is the multiverse saga, and the only connection you've really had is Multiverse of Madness,
No Way Home,
not necessarily No Way Home, right? And then you've got Quantumania does
a little bit,
like the quantum realm is a pathway from all these different multiverses or different universes, but doesn't necessarily.
And Kang is himself he ended up in the quantum realm from a different multiverse,
right. And so we've seen, like, in Loki season 1, we get He Who Remains, who is supposedly our 616 Kang. But then he goes to a different universe. We don't know what universe that is, but there's a different Kang in that universe, and we don't know how many other. We know, okay, that is the Kang in that universe, but that is not Victor Timely. So Victor Timely, they have to go to another universe besides the one Loki was sent to, because Victor Timely is the Kang from that universe. So we know there's at least 4 Kangs.
And we know there's more than that because of the credit scene.
Because of the Council of Kangs, yes. But we know that there's 4 Kangs
present in universes we've been in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we don't know where the Council of Kangs is.
He could have multiple versions. He could have Horcruxes out there.
Exactly.
We don't know.
Right.
Like, you never know. And with his technology, it's like, eventually we got to throw in, you killed like a clone.
You gotta think that the bangles and the 10 rings are his technology too, because like they're beacons.
Yeah.
Like, or the 10 rings are at least a beacon.
Yeah,
like it's calling to someone. Yeah. So
I think it's called. There's like this astrological. Yeah, I think astronomological thing in the sky that it's calling out to. That at one point it was part of like a giant orb, but now it's like inside of a dude's back, like inside of the spine.
Okay.
I think it's calling out to something like that.
Okay. Sure.
Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know, because you probably haven't seen the movie, that was a Blue Beetle reference. But
right. And it was National Cinema Day.
500,000 people that have seen it. So.
It was National Cinema Day like 4 days ago, and you could have gotten tickets to Blue Beetle for $4.
And people still didn't go.
But someone did say that they showed the map of their thing, and there was like 30, 40 people that had tickets to their show.
Nice.
Showing a Blue Beetle. So I was like, more people are seeing it. Like,
it's
good. It's part of the DCU. It's good. It's part of the DCU. We're going to be following the DCU very closely.
Static Shock is in it.
We think. And much like Warner Brothers, we don't care about the DCEU because we're not going to advertise it at all, even though the movie ever. Yeah.
No, when The Flash comes out and you label it as one of the biggest movies, the most important movie for your entire franchise, but then you do absolutely nothing after saying that.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Random tangent again. We're going to go off here. We are going to talk about this one thing about The Flash. Apparently in the initial showings of it, they had the post-credit scene where he's just like walking around, and then all of a sudden the vehicle shows up. And someone gets out, and he's like, and he's like face to face, and it cuts off. But in the actual showing of The Flash in the theaters, a car rolls up, and he's like, and then it's George Clooney, right? So like that's the post-credit scene for The Flash. Then it's George Clooney. So everyone thinks that they initially wanted that Barry Allen, whatever universe he's in, to see whatever the new Batman would be. whoever's in the Brave and the Bold. But then they were like, you know what? Let's just not do that and see if George Clooney wants to come back and just say, we're done with this Flash. Like, let's just say we're done with this Flash. So I think there was a decision made at some point where they showed the critics not George Clooney, and then after reshoots or whatever, they brought in George Clooney so that they didn't hint that the Flash was in the new DCU, and that he's just in his whole little thing here. So there was a decision made at some point, and I am thankful for it because I think Ezra Miller definitely could have done it with a good script and good writing. I think he's got some quirks to him that makes Barry Allen, but I'm also 100% fine if everything's new. So
I'm fine. I like Ezra. I think they did a good job, but I'm also fine moving on from Ezra.
I think it should be new.
It should be completely new. I think the Flash should be. I think what's wrong with DC is their big hitters don't feel like big hitters. Batman's the only person that feels like, Batman kicks ass.
Everyone loves Batman.
Yeah.
Superman does well too, but
we haven't seen a Superman, in my opinion. I know Henry Cavill fans will not like this take, but we haven't seen a Superman, in my opinion, in a long time, probably since Christopher Reeves, that I go, wow, they kick ass.
Right.
Like Henry Cavill's, he even went bad and like killed people or whatever, killed somebody, killed Zod or whatever, but he still doesn't feel like that giddy superhero. I'm watching a cool superhero feeling, like you would kind of get when Iron Man's walking away from the explosion, when Captain America does like the super huge leap, and it just I feel like he just has there's so many cool superheroes that we've gotten to see that DC needs to do that and just go all like Green Lantern has all of DC superheroes, not just Green Lantern. That's just the first one that came to mind. All of DC superheroes are kind of OP. When you think of a Marvel versus DC, people argue about this all the time. DC, most of the time, would probably win if you're talking about like who's 100%. More powerful. As Stan Lee said, it's up to the writers. So who wins is always a stupid argument, but whatever. DC
Flash would kill all the Avengers in a matter of seconds, and in 3 seconds. Like
Flash and then you have people who are like, well, Black Bolt will kill Flash. No, he's dead before he can
Black
open his
Bolt's
mouth.
Dead. Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Because either by Superman or Flash.
Yeah, because they can both move incredibly fast. Yeah, 100%.
Another reason why you got to redo Flash, by the way, is the speed thing. And this is what I was going to get to, which is they're also overpowered, but none of them feel overpowered. Ezra Miller's Flash doesn't feel like, wow, that Flash can create tornadoes running in circles. And the villains are also overpowered and super cool. Reverse Flash is in static shock. And he defeats Reverse Flash by it's a watch that can make him super fast. And he defeats him by breaking the watch, and it gets him stuck in like the slow-mo that he puts the rest of the world in when he runs fast. He gets stuck in that. So as he's like trying to run away, he's in slow-mo and stuck in that. You could do stuff like that, and it's just none of them feel. It doesn't feel like it.
I don't think Flash should be like they're like we were talking about the Marvels, and then we weren't saying we're going to talk about Aquaman. We're not talking about Aquaman.
We're not talking about that. No, we don't.
But I agree. I think the Flash, and this is going to suck to hear for a lot of people, but that is not one of DC's big three. It's not. It's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Like it has always been those three. And so Flash is a complement character. Aquaman is a complement character. And if you want to put in Green Arrow or Green Lantern, there's another one I'm missing. Martian Manhunter. Like you want to put all those ones, they're Shazam or Captain Marvel, whatever you want to say he is. Those are all support characters. And so you've got your big three, and you need to build around those big three.
Slade, Wilson, Deadshot.
Yeah, Slade. Yeah. They're all support characters.
Everybody in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
They're all support. And they also have a couple villains that are like Doctor Doom for Marvel. Doctor Doom is the number one. by
he's the
a million miles.
biggest villain in Marvel.
People
100%.
that just watch the movies think, oh, Thanos. But Thanos
This
is
was
nothing compared to Doom.
Right.
And that's kind of like people who aren't really big fans of DC. They're like, oh, Zod must be he's the big bad.
Zod or Darkseid or
But
Doomsday.
because of his popularity, it's I think it's Darkseid.
Right.
But because of his popular, Joker is kind of the most recognizable DC villain
100%.
ever.
Yeah.
Like more recognizable than Lex Luthor, more recognizable than Darkseid, all these people. It's
right.
So there are certain characters you kind of have to nail.
Yeah.
And so
100%.
if they redo, long story short, if they redo Flash, it's for the better because you have to nail Flash.
Yeah.
Because when you nail Flash, you can also nail Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
And you can when we nail the hero, you can nail a villain, and that's
right. And I believe Nathan Fillion is playing like one of the other Green Lanterns. He's not playing Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan, which are the more recognizable ones.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing kind of like the third one. I forgot which one it was, what his name is. But like he is a complement character probably to the other two Lanterns. So like
what's sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying he's a complement character. Everyone was like upset that James Gunn is casting his friends and his family or whatever. Nathan Fillion is going to be playing a tertiary Green Lantern compared to like
he might get killed off. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and it'll pass to hopefully Jon Stewart. I want to see Jon Stewart more than Hal Jordan, but
what's Denzel Washington's son's name? That's a good actor.
I don't know.
I can't remember his first name, but he's in Tenet. And
okay, he's good.
I would like him to be Green Lantern.
Him to be Jon Stewart.
I would like him to be Jon Stewart. That would be my vote. Otherwise, there's somebody who might be having issues with Blade. If he becomes available, that would also be a good.
Mahershala Ali became I don't available. Think they're having issues with Blade.
No, that was just a fake rumor.
Yeah, I think people are just.
But yeah. And let's finish back on the Marvels. We'll bring it back. I think this villain is completely, since we're talking about nailing villains and all that, because Kang is the big bad, you do have to bring him in at some point. I think this villain is completely unrecognizable, and when you bring in a completely unknown villain, they have to kind of wow you. And right now they're showing us nothing.
I don't think anyone we've seen is probably the villain. Like I think the villain is probably the problem at hand.
Oh God.
And then whoever's behind the problem at hand, which is might be Kang, because if it's a multiversal thing, I don't think any one of those like minor villains that they're probably going to be bouncing through planets for.
Could be like a loyal servant to Gravik.
Yeah. I don't think that is really going to be the main threat. I think there's going to be a bigger threat revealed by the end of the movie.
Okay.
And I don't think it's necessarily going to be resolved. But yeah, I don't know.
Like, I have no idea dealing with electromagnetic waves. Maybe there's a guy named Victor that they're talking to that. There's Victor and some dude in the background with a gray streak on the side.
Right.
Up in space.
Looks a lot like Matt Smith. Looks a lot like Matt Smith. Well, we don't know about any of the others, but we know that Vanessa Kirby is more than likely might be it.
Yeah. They can't officially say because of the strikes. Right.
It's the most like concrete, and it's not even concrete. It's just like the biggest, closest rumor we've had. Sure. But there's like a person who looks exactly like Vanessa Kirby and is credited as Vanessa Kirby, and she has blonde hair, and possibly called Sue or Susan.
Right.
Then
that'd
be great. But
Susan and Victor are working together.
Yeah. I don't know.
So anyway, let us know, what do you think is going to be the Marvel's direction, villain, potential cameos? Are you even going to go see the movie, or are you kind of done with superhero movies? If you are, I'm not sure why you're a fan of our show, but welcome and thank you. But yeah, let us know what you think, and let us know who you think's going to show up. I got nothing else. That's all I got for people today.
I'm excited. We're gonna watch Loki. We're gonna watch 6 episodes of Loki. It's gonna take us right to the Marvels date, I assume.
Yep.
Which makes me think it might be more multiversal because Loki's dealing with that, and it's gonna take us right up to that point.
For sure.
But yeah, we're gonna be seeing it. We're gonna give you the breakdown for Loki.
Every episode we'll have
breakdown. We're gonna give you the breakdown for the Marvels. We're gonna see it probably the Saturday after it comes out.
Yep.
And then we will not be giving you the breakdown for Aquaman 2 because much like Warner Brothers,
I will not be seeing that.
We don't care.
I will not be seeing Aquaman 2.
We'll give you the DC update after we see Superman Legacy. That's what we'll do.
We'll start caring about DC once the actual DCU starts.
Exactly.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But just want to let you all know, you look great today. G.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. Have no regrets, yeah,